What's going on, YouTube? We are back with another episode of Who Would Be Fishing. Thank you so much for being here. I love each and every one of you so much. I know that I personally watch YouTube to relax in my downtime, so you spending that time here with me means the world to me. But there's somebody that loves you even more, and that is Jesus. Which brings me to the verse of the day, which is Numbers 14:18, says, "The Lord is slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, but he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generations." So just remember that you are covered in grace and love, and everything that you do, there's nothing that you've done in your past that isn't covered by the grace of God. You can run to him with anything. So for this episode, we're getting to like 3 or 4 now. We're working hard getting these videos out. We are fishing as much as possible. We're editing. We're trying to get you content. We're trying to build a following. So please hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this with your friends and family. Get me out there, guys. It is up to you. I need your help. So today, we don't have an agenda per se. We have no challenges. We're not going to limit ourselves to what we fish with. Our goal today is to catch as many largemouth bass as possible in the 4.5 hours that we haven't fished. It is about 4 o'clock. We have till sunset, 8:39. So we're going to see if we can't get you into the double digits in that amount of time. I'm telling you, we're out here again at the farm. These ponds are loaded. Hopefully, not only can we get double digits, but we can get at least 1 or 2 weighable fish. So I'll see you out there on the water. Peace. Fish of the day, she is, illy skinny. Look at that thing. Super duper tiny, super duper skinny. But you know what I say, a fish is a fish. Number one, we're counting today. Number one. That's bass candy right there. The big ones are eating this one. But that's number 2 on the day. And what, we've been here for like 10 minutes. So, look at, mind your business. That's 3. That is 3. Thrice the fish. And it's been 3 minutes since the last one I caught. So, I don't know. I'm curious as to what time I threw that first cast. Because, I don't know. At this rate, we're going to catch 60 fish today. Which would be crazy. I don't really think that's going to happen, but how do you put down the Ned rig when you're pulling them in at this rate? That'd be crazy, you know? I'm not crazy. Well, maybe a little bit. But I don't keep throwing this Ned rig. We're bound to get a pop of fish. At this point, we're catching the first generation fish here. We need to go back like 3 or 4 generations. I'm telling you, if we catch a turtle today, I'm gonna lose my mind. Guys, so here's what happened. 3 times ago that I was out here, somebody, I'm pretty sure it was your brother, said something about catching a turtle. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to catch a turtle. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I do not want to re-rig this already. How do that? Come on. Yes. Ha! Please have a worm on there. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, back to story time. I'm pretty sure your brother said something about how awesome it would be to catch a turtle, or how he wanted to catch a turtle. or how he hoped we catch it. I don't know, something like that. So I was like, no, I've been fishing for, okay. I've been fishing for probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years now. Probably 2 years, like with the passion that I'm fishing with now. And I've never, like all these things, if you watch enough YouTube videos, you see all the crazy things that happen when you fish. You see people catching turtles, you see people catching frogs, you see people catching 2 fish on 1 lure on trebles. You know, you see all the crazy stuff and you're like, that never happens to me. And like that's kind of where I was at. And like over the past 2 months, so many things have happened to me that had never happened before. The first was my heart being broken. We weren't filming. I had some family with me. We were fishing for my little cousin's birthday. I promised him a fishing day. So it was me and my son and my little cousin, and then 2 more family members. And I was throwing a frog in the grass pond that we're gonna end up at today. Oh. Let's not talk about that. At the grass pond, and I thought that I had been mollywopped by a 10-pound fish. And so I'm fighting it, it's peel and drag, I'm excited, I'm screaming. Get it to the bank, it's covered in grass. And I was like, oh, I can't see it, but I mean, it was huge, a ton of grass. And I'm following my line down, you know, to get my thumb in its mouth so it doesn't get away. And my intuition kicked in. And I was like, huh, that doesn't look like the shape of a fish. And so I hesitated for a second and quickly learned that it wasn't a fish. It was indeed a ginormous snapping turtle. I promise you, glide bait, it's gonna happen now because I bent out my Ned rig hook and I don't feel like dealing with it. So I'm gonna do what I promised to do and throw this ginormous Chad Shad. It's the Spark KGB Chad Shad 180. I don't think this is gonna catch anything, guys. I really don't, but we're gonna see. So anyways, caught this ginormous snapping turtle. Had no clue how I was gonna get it off. Had no clue what to do in a situation like that. Luckily, by the grace of the Lord, the frog popped off. The snapping turtle took off back into the depths. And then the very next time that I came out here fishing. Now, I don't remember that second time. I again wasn't filming. I don't remember why I was out here or what I was doing, but I know I think I might have been with a buddy. We just needed, you know, one of those guys evenings, so we came out here together, and I had Jeter with me, and we had some live bait, and fortunately this time it was a little box turtle, and I watched the turtle swim to the bobber that Jeter was using, and I said, Jeter, that turtle's about to go eat your worm, man. And then sure enough, the turtle dives, and about 3 seconds after the turtle dove, the bobber goes down. Yeah. And I said, well, we just caught a turtle. So back-to-back fishing trips. And this is the first time that I have fished since that time. If I catch a turtle today, I'm gonna be just not happy. I'm also not going to pretend like I even know how to fish this glide bait because I have like no experience with it. I've used it a little bit on the boat. And let's see if you can get the action on this thing. Here, I'm just going to toss it out there a little ways. Ooh, crack, it snapped the water. All right. I still don't want to rebend that hook, so I'm just going to fish a Texas rig here for a minute. We just got a Texas rig on now. I didn't put a worm on it. I probably should, the way that they were hitting that Ned rig. Matter of fact, I might after this cast. I've got the Rapala, I forget what they're called, but it's their Bronco Bug, I think is what it's called. That's what I've got on there right now in the chartreuse green. We'll see how that works here. Throw it a couple times. Fishing super slow today. This is the coolest day it's been. It's 88 right now. The last couple days, 2 or 3 days, it's been like 90, mid to high 90s. So I'm sure the water's probably, 85 degrees. And I doubt that these fish are super duper active. They're probably looking for that easy meal. So hopefully a big one. Oh, that's either, yeah, I don't know if that was structure or if I just got thumped. I think I want to get a worm on here. That does look good though. Ooh, that looks good. Here, fishy, 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 fishies. That's the fish call. You do that and it's just you catch a fish every time. If you guys were wondering, that's really the trick. We just usually cut that part out of the videos. But I'm gonna give you an insider tip on that one. Oh yes, stay behind that cloud. Please. Please. Which way is it moving? Is it going that way? If it's going that way, we're gonna have a minute or two of decent cloud coverage, which would be nice. What am I pulling this through, man? I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Water's a little murky. I think we might go get one of those midnight Mondo worms if I got any. I think I do. I think that's what we're about to go around. We just ain't getting touched now. It's kind of crazy. We're embedded. I'm closing. All right. We got the nightclub. I don't think it's midnight. I think it's called Nightclub Mondo Worm on. We're gonna throw her out there. Try to get back on these fish. The bite has slowed. Because we switched it up, That's just what you don't do. When you're catching fish, you don't switch it up. It's like fishing cardinal rule number 1. Why would you? Well, I'll tell you why you would. Because you get snagged and bend your hook out. And you don't want to bend it back or re-rig. That's why. That's why. That's what happened. And here we are. Fishless since then. Because of. What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? Not good. I'm gonna move back. I just gotta get unsnagged here. Oh my gosh. That was insane. That was insane. That was insane. That's one of the crazier fish catches I've ever had. I don't even know what just happened. So hopefully we have that on the GoPro. That's the biggest one we've caught today, and it's not big, but this fish is it's a little bit healthier. It's got self-releasing capabilities. That's one of those brand new, self-releasing bass. It had a little tummy on it. But okay, so here's what happened. I was hung. I don't know. That fish was tiny. It fought hard, but it was tiny, and I was hung on something. And when I went down there, I was trying to pull it off the snag, and as soon as I pulled it off the snag, so I don't know, guys, I don't know what just happened. I wish I could explain it. That was nuts. That's one of those, like I was talking about earlier. That's one of those, like, weird, rare things that unless you are fishing frequently, like, those types of things don't happen to you. So, anyways, a technique that I like to use when it's warmer out like this is, I call it fanning. I don't know if there's like an actual term for it. But what you want to do is, when you're fishing slow like this, you will get you on a worm like this, something that you can drag super slow, worm, Ned rig, Texas rig, Carolina rig, whatever you want to do, whatever your go-to is. And then you're going to half of a clock, and you want to throw like every 5 to 10 minutes, right? So that's going to be anywhere from 5 to 7 casts. You're going to throw there, and then there, and then there, and then there, and then there, and there, and there. And then that covers all of that water. That's, I can cover, depending on the type of gear that you're using and how far you can cast, I mean, you can cover 50 to 60 feet pretty easily in any direction. And then you'll go down to the edge of where you were casting, and you're going to cast past your corner point. So, like, if I was walking that way, I'd walk far enough to where when I'm casting to this point, it just barely crosses over. And then you're covering all that bank surface, plus out to the middle there. And that just gives you the best chance. And then when you start getting on fish, like I've just caught this one here, let's say I catch another one on this bank right here, then I'm just going to start flipping in there until they're not biting anymore. So we've been here for 44 minutes, and we've caught 4 fish. So that's 1 every 10 minutes, that's insane. There's no way that we keep that rate up, I don't think. But again, it's been stupid hot. So maybe this shade and today only being in the mid to upper 80s has woke these bass up, and they're out here trying to get fed. And it could be a frenzy today. We could just be on a bite, which would be super cool. Because this will be, I don't know, the 3rd or 4th video we put out. I think the 3rd. And the most fish catches I've given you is I think it's like 4 or 5. So to give you a impact of fish catches would be super awesome. That's what we're here for. And like we say, a fish is a fish. Hopefully we get on a bigger one today. We are going to fish the pond that I can say out of the last half a dozen times that I've fished it, the smallest fish that I've caught out of it was like 1.5 pounds. I don't know if they're going to be hitting up there today. It's really hit or miss. But we're going to fish it. And so hopefully we can get at least 1 or 2 weighable fish. And what do I consider a weighable fish? It's like anything that I think is like above 1.5 pounds, I'm going to consider weighable. For the longest time, my PV was like, I don't know, 3.5, 310, something like that. So anything like that, like 1.5 pounds, I feel is valiantly weighable. It really depends on the day and how you've been doing lately. I mean, if you fish somewhere that you're constantly catching 4, 5, 6 pounders, obviously 1.5 pounds isn't going to be weighable to you. But if you're like me, it's fishing. That was so weird. I've got a fish. That wasn't weird. All right, that's a better one. That's the best of the day for sure. You want to chill? Thanks. better one. Good shoulders on it. Not super chunky, but definitely a better fish. That's what we're going for. It's bleeding, so I'm gonna get her back in. Thanks, buddy. Oh. Right off that point, for sure. Right where I said it should be. Finally. I mean, again, nothing crazy. It's got some like a little deformity on there, on the back side there. I don't know if you see it. Right there on the back of the spine, fin right there, and right here. But decent little fish, right where I said it should be. Thanks, buddy. Right on the base of that stump. Nine. Another real tiny one. Real tiny, but that's 9. She did a dance. You didn't see it because I wasn't facing where I threw it in, but that's 9. We're gonna hit those double digits before we head to the money pond. Yeah. Ten. You tried to sabotage me? But your attempts were futile. Because there is fish numero Diaz. Same size. Same old size. Nothing crazy. Don't. You do a dance for the people? Here, do a dance for the people.